Hi, this is Garrett Gunderson, founder of the Freedom FastTrack, and I want to welcome you as you dive into the business FastTrack and get an idea of what the services are, how they might benefit you, and meet your main guy here, which is Brandon Allen.
Ooh,
he was actually the COO of Freedom FastTrack for a long time. He grew up in the world of banking, basically running and managing Wells Fargo's for basically a decade. So he knows what it means to manage, grow, run businesses, deal with companies that are constantly changing like FastTrack, and has always had a desire to coach people. So I'm excited to introduce him to you and talk a little bit about the program, what it is, how it came about. I mean, overall in the Freedom FastTrack, we saw that there's 5 tracks of wealth. There's financial, soul purpose, mental, physical, and social. And when we look at a program, there's a lot of areas of finance. There's not just personal finance, although we emphasize that in the financial FastTrack. There's business productivity. And so this is really, the business FastTrack takes a look into that business productivity and how you can increase your, obviously productivity and profits in a way where you've got accountability, where you've got support, and where you've got personal attention. And so I want to let people know a little bit about your abilities and what I've relied upon you for, and where you could help out and those kind of things. But why don't we kind of begin with just a little bit of your background from your standpoint?
Yeah, definitely. So starting out, I graduated with an economics degree and went into the world of banking because I thought that was the best fit for what I did, and spent almost a decade managing teams, working on results, working on processes, working on systems. And when working in corporate America is hard, but when you work in corporate America, you really understand what it takes at the highest level to really put together and run a business and scale it and be able to fit people in seamlessly to positions and all those different things that go along with running a business. And doing that for as long as I did, it really taught me a lot about management, leadership, organization, structure, how all those things fit together. How
coaching, really, because you're coaching those employees all the time.
I mean, when you're a manager, when you're in a leadership position, you're not a manager, you're a coach. You're trying to get people to the next level in their careers. You're trying to get them to produce more for the business. And so it is important. I mean, coaching is a huge part of that for sure. So after that, I was fortunate enough to come to Freedom FastTrack and really, for the first time ever, even think about what my sole purpose was and what that looked like. And so here I am today coaching business owners because that's what I love to do.
Well, and some of the unique things is, one, you've got a background in understanding how websites work, why they might convert or not convert, what metrics should be there, what branding works and doesn't work, how to keep that consistent. So there's a lot of background there that every business needs some eyes on.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, when you look at, over the last few years, I've had a ton of different experience. I mean, you take the large firm experience that I've had with the small firm experience and really understanding what a small firm needs to really scale and grow, and then you sprinkle in the fact that I ran a branding and design firm for a period of time. I've run membership sites. I'm so active online, currently with blogging and doing different things that way. So I really understand what are the different tools out there that are inexpensive, that are efficient, that can really help a business owner make their life easier from a business standpoint.
Well, and as you know, we work with a lot of doctors, and a lot of doctors have practice management consultants specific to their trade or their profession.
Right.
So how is Business FastTrack different than that? I mean, if someone already has a practice management consultant, that's working out well, they're getting some results and value from that. And just as an example, we have Dr. Steve Hoffman, who's in the FastTrack program, and what's interesting is anytime one of his people join our program, he always recommends they do financial and business FastTrack combined and do the 2-year program right out the gate. So obviously it's different than practice management consulting. Right,
absolutely. I mean, there's a big misconception there for, I think, some people where if they already have a practice manager, they think, this is probably a lot of overlap of what I'm already doing. But the reality is in the Business FastTrack program, we're not here to replace what it is that they're doing with their practice manager, because the reality is I'm not a dentist, I'm not a chiropractor, you're not a dentist, you're not a chiropractor. We have no desire to be a dentist or a chiropractor. That's not our sole purpose. That doesn't fit within our sole purpose. And so in looking at that, you understand that what we're here to bring to the table are specific business principles that are universal. Whether you're a chiropractor, you run an automotive shop, whether you're in manufacturing or service, whatever that is, the Business Fast Track program is all about bringing those fundamentals of business to the table. A lot of chiropractors and dentists always talk about, hey, I went to school to be a chiropractor or a dentist. They didn't teach me how to run the business side of the business. So that's where we get into the financials of your business and why that's important to look at it and how often you should look at it, to, you know, your employees and how you manage your team to really get the best results. And those are all things that we look at that really help enhance what they're already doing with their practice manager. We're not here to replace what they're doing, but we're here to enhance what they're already bringing to the table from their industry-specific coaches that they're working with right now.
So, right, like managing projects, building out the proper marketing sequences, and understanding marketing. And so there's a lot from a perspective that's just, like you said, universal principles of business, but that would also be applied because, you know, if someone's a dentist and they have a dentist practice management consultant, they're usually looking specifically at dentistry.
Right.
And, you know, the ones that we know a lot about, they do awesome at increasing productivity from a standpoint of, here's what this team member needs to be doing in their role. Here's a piece that you're missing to have a team member here. And if you structure it this way, you're going to increase your production. And they build kind of a system that way. We're looking more from an entire standpoint, from the metrics of their websites to, you know, the marketing to overall how they're building that team and finding the team and how they're managing the projects and how they're identifying their marketplace and capitalizing on unutilized resources or potential within those relationships. And so in the financial fast track, we come in and we say, where are you leaking money? Do you have the right financial organization and foundation built? Where's the low-hanging fruit to pluck some cash and put it back into your pocket that's leaking to the government and to the financial institutions? When we look at the business fast track, we're saying, where's that low-hanging fruit of things that you can make tweaks in the business and get massive increased result? So productivity means less time, more output, or same time, more output. It isn't about more effort, because what we've found with people in our program is they know how to work hard and they're willing to work hard, but it's a matter of how can they get that next level of leverage, or how can they get that next level of principle applied into the business that takes them away from being the person responsible for all of the production and everything flowing through them. And so I think that, you know, when we're going to go into some more detail when you go into the next disc in this packet to find out the next level of Business Fast Track, what it is, how it works, why you might benefit from it. But we wanted to start with just a distinction and a welcome. I mean, we view Freedom Fast Track as a lifetime membership, as something that we support you in, whether it's your personal finances, whether it's your business productivity, or whether it's building a sustainable business of true wealth where you retire in your business, not from your business, so that you maintain a level of staying in charge and contribution throughout an entire lifetime, but you have the sanity because you give up the things that you hate doing and retire from those things in business, not retire from value creation like the rest of the world tells you about. So from year to year, if you've already been through the financial fast track, the great thing is there's a continuity credit if you do this within 13 months of your sign-up date. So that helps you get into the next level of the program, and we've had a lot of people do that. Some people combine the financial and business fast track and just do a 2-year contract and get that continuity credit like that. And it doesn't mean that you start one the second year. Sometimes there's business issues that are above some of the financial issues. That's what's great, is there's a little bit of flexibility. We really see it from these 4 tracks. Number one, you've got to have mentoring. Mentoring is someone like Brandon asking you the questions you're not asking of yourself, so that you have a good sounding board and so that you can find the solutions that are deep within you. The second is systems and tools to reinforce education. So these systems and tools allow you to implement, they allow you to understand, and they allow you to reinforce. And then the accountability piece, having accountability with someone so that you make sure to get things done. I mean, there's sometimes you know you need to get things done. It's a matter of it just seems so frustrating or overwhelming. So to have someone take and make that more simple, and also have them, you know, talk to you the next week to say whether you got it done or not. And then the fourth piece is really just flat out the right information. So we've got the mentoring, we've got the systems and tools, the accountability, and the right information so that you're equipped with the new level of knowledge to lead to more prosperity. That's what the program's about. It's always been about having one-on-one contact. making sure that it's specifically tailored and customized to you first and foremost, but second, to allow you to associate with other people that are like-minded, willing to invest in themselves and want to take their business to the next level in quarterly quantums is what we call those. And so there's certain topics around those quantums, there's workbooks. It's a very interactive, experiential experience essentially, so that when you leave, you've got the plan, you know how to implement, and you tapped into every other participant that's there, which gives you a new level of support, accountability, and knowledge. So we look forward to going to the next disc with you, diving a little bit deeper. What is the program? What is the value? Share with you some of the principles so you can get a taste and some insight. And you know what? You deserve to love your life, to live better, and to live wealthy. That's what we're here to do, is to contribute so that you can find those resources. You can make sure to have the type of life that you love within your business, not be a headache that takes you away from doing the things that you want to contribute most. So let's dive deep.